match or guard of honor at Stamford Bridge this weekend when they face Chelsea Football Club. Has so much Arsenal discussion today in the early hours of today. So permit me if I made a mistake there. So Chelsea will do a guard of honor for Liverpool this weekend. And the first match after winning the Premier League title for this season, 2024-2025 season. The two teams will face off in the Super Sunday clash tomorrow. And the match day 35, Chelsea Football Club still bidding to finish in the top 5 to qualify automatically for the UEFA Champions League competition next season, even though Chelsea are still playing in the semi-finals of the UEFA Conference League. That really does not guarantee them UEFA Champions League play next season, even if they win. So this weekend we'll take a look at what will happen at Stamford Bridge. Will Liverpool allow Chelsea get the points that they need, or would Liverpool just continue to get the results to make the fans continue to be proud of them? And Liverpool are expected to lift the trophy officially on the last match day of the season. That will be May 25th, yes, against Crystal Palace at Anfield. And of course, parade will be the day after, which will be the 26th of May this year 2025. So congratulations once again to Liverpool Football Club. And on this note, I welcome you to the show Sports Trip on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My name is Dari Johnson. Remember, on the show we give you traffic update. Yes, that is the priority here. Remember, you can be a part of the show. The number is 0809 9120 777. You can send WhatsApp message using that same line. You can also call 09153 877 09153 877 You can give a call to give traffic updates, or just call to be a part of the show. Especially if you are a Liverpool fan, you want to continue to celebrate with me, your fellow Liverpool fan, or you're an Arsenal fan. I want to just tell me how proud you are of Arsenal Football Club and what you're expecting from the second leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain. Or you even want to talk about Inter Milan and Barcelona's return leg in the coming weeks, the coming midweek to be precise, on Tuesday. Remember, the first leg ended with a 6-goal 3-3 draw in that game at Camp Nou. Now we're looking forward to what will happen in San Siro. So what is it going to be? And speaking of Inter Milan, they're still very much in the title race in the Italian Serie A. But if only Napoli Football Club falters, which I doubt that they will falter. I really, really doubt that. I'll go on this short break. When I come back, talk traffic updates, and of course I'll go full throttle what we have on Sports Strip for everything sports. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to Sports Trip on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Stock traffic update now from Imota Traffic update. That's Imota in Ikorodu. Experiencing slow movement from Sabo roundabout inwards Sabo Market Gate, but smooth drive from Sabo Dimalu inwards Alaka down to Itamanga. The return journey from Itamanga inwards Alaka is good. Moving from Alaka towards More Blessing Park to connect Sabo roundabout is slow. This is due to the alternation at the roundabout, and traffic managers are very much on ground at the location doing the needful, and no record of impediment is cited there. Nothing of such is reported. All right, let's go back to sports update now. Under-20 African Cup of Nations. The first game, Nigeria beat Tunisia just by a goal to nil, but they got the necessary needed 3 points there in the group game, in the kickoff. That group game of the Under-20 African Cup of Nations 2025. So today we would have Tanzania and Sierra Leone come up, 4 o'clock. Egypt and Zambia will also come up. And then tomorrow we'll see Nigeria face Morocco. It's going to be a tight one. It's coming up at 7 o'clock in the evening. That's Nigeria and Morocco there. There is also Tunisia and Kenya, not forgetting. Okay, these are the games for tomorrow, Sunday, and on Monday we'll see CAR, that's Central African Republic, on the 20 versus DR Congo on the 20. There will also be Ghana on the 20 versus Senegal on the 20. Okay. Let's take a look at the groupings. What we have for the standings. I know that for Group A, Sierra Leone leads with 4 points after 2 matches, and Egypt and South Africa are behind Sierra Leone and Group A with 3 points apiece after 2 matches. And for Group B, it's Morocco and Nigeria that are leading the pack with 3 points after 1 game. Okay, just 1 goal difference. So you can see that it's arranged alphabetically, not by the number of goals or goal difference or number of points. It's the same goal difference and of course the same points. As a matter of fact, okay, they scored more goals than Nigeria. But they also conceded more goals than Nigeria. So that gives it just 1 goal difference apiece. All right, moving on from there now to what we have for other sports. Remember that the Madrid Open, that's tennis Masters 1000, still currently ongoing. And it's in its final stages now. So today we'll see the women's final game come up. It's Coco Gauff facing Arina Sabalenka. Yes, Coco Gauff beat world number 2. And of course, second seed Iga Swiatek 6-1, 6-1. That is a thrashing. If you didn't know, I'm telling you now, it's a thrashing. Coco Gauff gets into the finals via the route. In the semi-final, beating Iga Swiatek, she will now be facing world number 1 and a lady that has been to as many finals as I can count since the past 2 years. Even though she has not been winning all of it, but she's been winning some. But unfortunately, she's been losing some at the same time. And today's final, will she be losing it, alongside the ones that she's lost, or will she be winning it? Okay, in the men's category now is Great Britain's Jack Draper facing. He will be facing, that's Casper Ruud. Yes, Norway's Casper Ruud. He will be facing Casper Ruud in the final of the Madrid Open. Jack Draper beat Italian Lorenzo Musetti 6-3, 7-6, 6-4. That's a hard-fought victory there to set up that final clash against Casper Ruud. Moving on from there now to the NBA playoffs now. The NBA playoff is in its semi-final stages. So unfortunately, LA Lakers have been bundled out. But the Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets game have been tied in Game 6. So just having 1 game to go now just to play Game 7 and get to know who gets to progress to the semi-final between Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets. They're not the only teams that are tied. Denver Nuggets and LA Clippers also are tied in this series, tied after Game 6, 3-3. So needing Game 7 now to decide who gets to go to the semi-finals. Now, the game between Denver Nuggets, that Game 7 will come out tonight at 12:30 a.m. And of course, Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets will come up Monday morning, 1:30 a.m. So these are what really has been happening in the world of the NBA, and of course the playoff series. There you have it. Okay, we might just be getting might just have new winners this time around, apart from the last year, which of course we saw Boston Celtics getting this Trophy. Speaking of Celtics, they are very much in the race in the semi-finals. We'll see. Can they retain the title? Maybe they will not be able to retain the title. We'll see how it pans out at the end of the series. All right. Moving on from there now to Formula One. Formula One, it is the Miami Grand Prix in the United States this weekend. And of course, rookie Antonelli, who's 18 years of age, is the youngest now to take the Formula One pole this weekend. Don't get me wrong, it's a sprint race now, not the main race. Now, the sprint race, the young Mercedes driver who replaced Lewis Hamilton after Hamilton joined the Ferrari becomes the youngest Formula One driver to take F1 pole. That's ahead of the sprint race. Kimi Antonelli became youngest driver, as I said. He beat McLaren's Oscar Piastri, the championship leader, by 0.045 seconds. And second, McLaren of Lando Norris was third, ahead of Red Bull's Max Verstappen, just 0.055 seconds behind his teammates. Antonelli's teammate George Russell was fifth fastest with 0.309 seconds lower than the Italian rookie. So it's still the sprint race. Tomorrow is the main race, which of course we'll get to have the qualifying later today. Moving on from there now to football. But before we go there, let's talk about stories concerning Nigeria and of course a little bit of some African football, African sports report now. Alright, the Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie will be looking to win a first title in Europe when Paris FC takes on PSG in the final of the Coupe de France Féminine. Yeah, that's for the women. The encounter will hold at the start the Poppy in Calais on that Saturday. And of course, it's the first all-Paris final in the history of the Coupe de France Féminine. Nnadozie has been in fantastic form for Paris FC this season and will be determined to help our side achieve victory. I'm wishing you all the best, Chiamaka. Really, you've been exceptional. You've been impressive for both Nigeria, Super Falcons, and of course for your club side. All right, moving on to MPFL stories now. And MPFL has banned Lobby Stars medical media director. Yes, Nigeria Premier Football League on Saturday announced it has banned Lobby Stars media director Emmanuel Uja from its activities. Uja was charged for breaching the MPFL framework and rules following his unguarded statements. Uja, on his volition, owned up to granting an interview in error and promised a better conduct in the future, the NFF has said in a statement. Continuing to quote them now, he confessed to not having evidence of match fixing after initially alleged such in same interview he granted. Okay, so he now, is regretting his statement as he claims that he was driven by emotion to make the grievous allegation. He's also tendered a written apology. He is to tender, not that he has. So he's expected to tender a written apology and retract the match fixing allegation. This is what's really going on the Nigerian scene and also concerning Nigeria. Now for FIFA now, the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, has ordered the relegation of Kenyan club Muhoroni Youth. The decision comes after FIFA found the second-tier team guilty of match fixing, otherwise known as match manipulation. Kenyan football has not been plagued has long been plagued by match-fixing scandal. FIFA announced that it had found Muhoroni Youth guilty of activities related to the manipulation of football matches and competitions. So it's unfortunate, really unfortunate. Now, Football Kenya Federation (FKF) said it fully supports FIFA's decision. It continues to say that it's zero tolerance stance on match fixing and all forms of manipulation that threaten the integrity of the game They are very much in support of any penalty or punishment regarding the match fixing in its league. Okay, that's some good one coming in from there. Let's go back to roads. Let's see what we have for traffic updates. More of it, and just maybe have one or two messages from listeners that are enjoying the show at the moment. Okay, traffic report now from. A traffic report from last month operations. There's a next incident at Ogolonto. Location is okay. Location is Oba Sekumade Road in what Ogolonto. It's a breakdown of a 22-tire MT HST truck with gear problem covering just about 40% of the road. The owner is making effort to fix it. No injury, nothing relating to casualty or needing the need to go to the hospital. There, just a breakdown of a vehicle, about 22-tire MT HST truck with a gear problem covering just about 40% of the road. So that's about it. Nothing serious, but thankfully for that. Remember, you can still be a part of the show. It's 009 910 777. Welcome back to the second half of the show. Sports Straight from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Yes, Liverpool are the champions now of the English Premier League. It's not news, but in case you have missed a lot regarding in the English Premier League, just last Sunday to be precise, Liverpool thrashed Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield 5-1 to lift the English Premier League title. To win it for the 20th time, equaling Manchester United's 20 Premier League titles, and they are now the joint most successful English team, especially regarding the English Premier League. But Liverpool still edge them with 6 UEFA Champions League titles. Yes, let me brag about it. Okay, still in the Premier League this weekend. I know that there is a game that should have started by now. Aston Villa and Fulham. Okay, it has started. 4 minutes gone in that game. It is 0-0. But before I go straight to the remaining fixtures coming up, let's talk about what's happening in the Premier League. Manchester City narrowly beat Wolverhampton Wanderers last night, courtesy of captain Kevin De Bruyne's goal that separates the two sides. So Man City are still very much looking to cement their place in the top 5, a Champions League finish this season, so they won't have to struggle and play in the lower UEFA league, lower UEFA competitions, let me put it that way. And Pep Guardiola has also said that after his contract's expiration with Manchester City, he hopes to take a break. By that, we don't know if he means to retire, but he's saying he's not looking to retire just yet. He said that just to finish that statement. But he says he hopes to take a break. He would like to take a break after his contract expires with Manchester City. Remember, she has about 2 more years with Manchester City. Okay, and hopefully next year will be better for Man City, especially for concerning injuries. As Man City have welcomed back, brought Erling Haaland into the team after the guy got injured, I think, on the 29th of March in the FA Cup semi-final, FA Cup match, yes, right there. And also midfielder Rodri, who is current World Footballer of the Year, is also nearing his return to football action, especially for Manchester City. All right, that's about it. Now let's talk about action in England for Championship. Now we know that the race between Leeds and Norwich, and Burnley Football Club, is who is going to lift the Championship trophy. The two of them have already been promoted to the Premier League for next season, but the two of them are also tied on points, just goal difference separating the two sides. But Leeds are leading on goal difference. So, but who gets to lift the trophy? The race continues this weekend, as we will see who gets to lift the trophy. And speaking of trophy, in the Scottish Premier League, Rangers, they are facing Celtic, the champions of the Scottish Premier League this weekend. But Rangers are saying they will not be a guard of honor for Celtic. Which kind of Babele is that, by the way? Which kind of Babele? Why can't you be like Chelsea, eh? Rangers, why just can't you be like Chelsea? What? Anyways, we know also that in recent times it has been Celtic winning the title in the Scottish Premier League. I think the last time that Rangers won the Premier League was when Steven Gerrard was their manager, and that was about 5 years ago, if not more, or maybe less. And it's been Celtic and Celtic. Even in Europe, it's been Celtics and Celtics more than Rangers. But Rangers, you've got to do your own work, do what you've got to do, be the bigger person, do guard of honor this weekend, and plan well for next season. I know it doesn't feel well, doesn't feel right. This is me to you, this is me advising you from Lagos Traffic Radio, especially on Sports Trip. But let me just mind my business, by the way. Okay, let's go straight to matches lined up this weekend. Still 0-0 between Aston Villa and Fulham. But Everton and Ipswich will come up later at 3 o'clock. Leicester City and Southampton will also play this weekend, 3 o'clock. Arsenal are still in the Champions League semi-final. Remember, at the first leg, they lost narrowly to PSG, but they really have been a good team. Just that injury crisis have been the Achilles heel of Arsenal Football Club. They have key players injured. It's such a pity. Last year it was the injury crisis that prevented them from probably winning the Premier League. But then this time it might just be the players that they need to get to the final of the UEFA Champions League this year. But we'll see how Mikel Arteta can manage the team in the second leg against PSG coming up on Wednesday. So Arsenal this weekend, today precisely, they'll be facing AFC Bournemouth. So for Brentford and Manchester United, they come up tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Brighton and Newcastle. There's West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur. There's Chelsea and Liverpool. Remember, I mentioned that Chelsea will be doing a guard of honor for Liverpool at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. In La Liga, Real Madrid and Celta Vigo, Sevilla and Leganes. There's Espanyol and Real Betis. There's also Barcelona away at Real Valladolid, Las Palmas and Valencia. Deportivo Alaves versus Atletico Madrid. There's Villarreal and Osasuna. In Syria is Inter Verona. There is Lecce and Napoli. There is Parma and Como, Cagliari and Udinese. Still Empoli, Lazio, Monza, Atalanta, Bologna, and Juventus. Not forgetting Roma and Fiorentina. In the Bundesliga is Mainz and Frankfurt, Freiburg versus Leverkusen, Augsburg and Holstein Kiel. There is Dortmund and Wolfsburg, Union Berlin and Werder Bremen, Mönchengladbach and Hoffenheim. There's RB Leipzig versus Bayern Munich, St. Pauli and Stuttgart. For French Ligue 1 is Saint Etienne and Monaco, Toulouse and Reims. That's Strasbourg versus PSG. Not forgetting Lille and Olympique Lyonnais. Lille and Marseille, rather. There's Olympique Lyonnais and Lens. Brest and Montpellier, Auxerre and Le Havre. And also Nantes and Angers. Just so to say my bye with another traffic update now. What do we have here? Okay, so the same with the one I read out. Let's just go through it again. An incident report at Obaseku Made Road in what Ogolonto. It's a breakdown of a 22-tire MTHSC truck with gear problem covering about 40% of the road. Owner is making effort to fix it. Traffic managers on ground doing the needful, and it's not affecting traffic at the moment. Yes, it's not affecting traffic at the moment. All right, this is as much as I can take on the show, but I will be back this evening for Sports Lane. Yes, many thanks to the social media guy Okweyemi Shodunke and the my partner in the studio. Hi Aisha. Okay, her name is Esther. So thanks, Esther, for being a part of the show, being in good company here. My name is Dario Johnson. Good afternoon and God bless.